Welcome back to the 9th Gym program, and today we're doing another BDSP guide. Today it's going to be on Arcanine, the best boy, the goodest boy, the most pure of heart doggo. And today we're doing Arcanine. So Arcanine's a pretty cool Pokemon, like I'm saying, you know, it's a very solid Pokemon. It has Intimidate, pretty good stat spread, pretty bulky overall, especially with the Intimidate, making its physical bulk pretty solid. And, you know, Intimidate's always solid in VGC. Every format where Arcanine is in VGC, it's typically a good Pokemon unless not in Friday, unless you know, the cat is in the format, which I can't think of its name for a second. Incineroar, the most used Pokemon in VGC history, and I couldn't think of its name. Anyway, yeah, if Incineroar is not in the format, Arcanine is most likely in the format because it's a very solid fire-type Pokemon with Intimidate. It's great support. It has Will-O-Wisp. It has Snarl. It can be used special offensively, you know, bulky defensively, as well as physical attacking, and that's the two builds that we have. Both are more tailored towards support, but what is going to be a more special, you know, focused build with like Snarl, Will-O-Wisp, like mediating damage, and then the second one is going to be a little bit more like offense heavy. You know, it has Flare Blitz and extreme speed, but it's still going to be a pretty bulky Pokemon. It still has Will-O-Wisp, it still has Intimidate, it's all of those things. So that's the two builds today. So for the first one, let's go ahead and get right into it. Why not? Aguav Berry, Intimidate. Intimidate is kind of the name of the game here. Of course, we're going to be using Intimidate. Flash Fire is not that great. Justified's not that great without Dynamax. Like, Dynamax made that insane. I mean, obviously, you still have Beat Up, Justified. I don't know if there's any Pokemon in the format with Beat Up. Probably Ambipom. That's solid. Weavile's cool. That's probably it. That's probably all. Dugtrio's neat. Charizard's neat. We do have Solar Power Charizard, which is cool. Anyway, we're not talking about the beat up justified strategy, though. We're talking about the Intimidate, bulky boy, the save, the just defensive, supportive, good Pokemon, Arcanine. Okay, so Intimidate's insane. Aguav Berry, you could go Sitrus Berry. Actually, this build is actually running Sitrus Berry. The other one is going to be running Aguav Berry. But for a couple calcs, we'll talk about it. Sitrus Berry makes it a lot better. There's a lot of stuff that puts you right to a 2-shot from, but then the Sitrus Berry puts you to a 3-shot, which is pretty insane. So, yeah, we'll talk about that here in a minute when you have some damage calcs, some relevant damage calcs. But, yeah, for the build, we're playing Sitrus Berry. You could play the other builds. Let's look over Arcanine here before we get into the actual build itself, actually. So, it's pretty bulky. It's got pretty good stats, as you can see here. I always say as you can see here, but I'm kind of covering it. Kind of completely covering it. Anyway, as you can see here, right there, got some stats. HP 90, pretty solid bulk. Defense at 80 with Intimidate is insane. Special defense at 80, once again, is very solid. Like, it's very good natural bulk. And then as far as offense goes, its attack and special attack are almost matched. 110 on the attack front and 100 on special attack. But due to the frequency of Intimidate in the meta, we're going for the special attack also that improves Snarl damage as well as your Heat Wave damage. So it's pretty solid. So I do like the, I think I favor the special build a little bit more just because Heat Wave and Snarl provide additional utility. Also, like a chance to get burned with Heat Wave is fuego. So that all is pretty good. And speed at 95 is really solid, actually. Like, actually good. So, you know, Pokemon is fairly fast. You'll typically see a little bit... That was weird. My mouse was in two places at once. It's crazy. But yeah, 95 speed is pretty solid. It has pretty good offense. It has great, like, defense overall. Very solid Pokemon. An incredibly good Pokemon every time it's in the format. Now let's look at some moves here. So as far as trending moves go, Flare Blitz and Extreme Speed and Close Combat are all there for the physical. Looks like people are running it primarily physical, a little bit more than special. I don't know, you know, it's good, it's fine. Either way, it's very good. And then as far as special goes, Snarl's here, Flamethrowers here, Heat Waves here. Flamethrower is actually trending a little bit up on Heat Wave. I like Heat Wave more personally, but Flamethrower sometimes will be better. You have access to Helping Hand if you're going for either build. You can run a little bit of Helping Hand, and same with Will-O-Wisp. So all of those moves are insanely good. Safeguard was even there. Like, all of those moves are really, really good. So, yeah. Teammates, you know, it pretty much teammates with any Pokemon. As far as items go, Aguav Berry. Am I covering this still? I am. Aguav Berry, Mago, Sitrus Berry, Figgy. You're going to be picking a berry most likely. Iapapa Lumberry is kind of weird. Shuka Berry, I can understand. Definitely you can make a case for Shuka Berry to be used. Chesto seems weird. But, I mean, Spore's in the meta for sure. So it's most likely a berry you're going to be using. Choice Band's not bad. You could definitely go for a pretty offensive, you know, Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Close Combat Choice Band set. I'm sure there's another cool physical attack move you can use. And Life Orb. So, like, a lot of different options there. 99.95% are going to be using Intimidate. Like I said, you can try a little Justified build. That's cool. I'm sure the guy that's playing Flash Fire here is using it by mistake. But, you know, whatever. And then as far as trending actual builds here, let me go ahead and actually pull up and move this over. It's a lot better. It's easier to read. So, you know, we have Jolly, 8.2, Jolly. Most people are playing a Jolly, but, like, this is 8.2%, 6, 3, 2, 2. Jolly is, like, it's obviously used more in Adamant, but there are a couple Timid builds, actually almost only Jolly and Adamant, which I find a little weird. But like I said, it's still solid. No doubt it's still good. But I do really like the special build. Anyway, I'm pretty far into this video. 6 minutes into this video. We haven't even talked about the builds. So let's talk about the builds. So Arcanine, we're going Intimidate, Sitrus Berry, like we were saying. Heat Wave, Snarl, Will-O-Wisp, and Protect. That's going to be the special build here, the special support bulky build. Intimidate helps us a lot with bulk as well as Will-O-Wisp and Snarl. So all around, just damage mediation is the name of Arcanine here. Heat Wave is also going to be having a 10% chance to burn, but also our primary damage dealing move. We have Heat Wave not doing a lot of damage as we're not very invested into special attack, but still solid ticks here and there, and they bring out, you know, the one grass Pokemon in the format, Breloom, and you're just slaughtering that boy. Heat Wave is putting in big damage. Honestly, Arcanine's not hitting too many things super effectively, except like Scizor, obviously, here, and Breloom. That's really the bulk of the heavily used Pokemon. Metagross, you know, it's just Rotom. There's just not too many Pokemon in the format that this Pokemon is hitting for super effective damage, but that's not really why you want Arcanine on your team. It's so that your opponent's not doing a lot of damage to you. Snarl on both Pokemon is insane. Will-O-Wisp, Heat Wave, damage mediation, it's nuts. That's what Arcanine's doing. As far as the build goes, for the spread, I went 228 plus into speed. As you can see, a lot of, you know, the most used are 220, a little bit less speed, but around 220 is what people are using. So I figured, hey, let's one-up them. So I'm going 228, but you could definitely just go back to the standard, go down to 220, put that 4, or allocate that 8 into something else, maybe another 8 into special defense. That could be fine. Same with HP. Either way, I do like this spread, though. This is pretty solid for speed, and then I put the rest into bulk primarily, 180 into HP and 92 into special defense. Since we do have an Intimidate, I didn't really want to put it into the, like, physical defense, because lay down the Intimidate, switch it out, lay down another Intimidate later if you need to. We also have Will-O-Wisp and Heat Wave, and the Pokemon is pretty fast. I mean, 158 is not incredibly fast, but it's pretty fast. So we're, you know, Will-O-Wisping a lot of the meta before they're able to attack, which is really good. So Arcanine is very solid in that, you know, department. Next we have, that's really all for this build. I guess let's talk about these 2 damage calcs that I have that kind of, you know, set up the build. So first off, we have a Garchomp -1 from that Intimidate, 252. It's probably going to be Jolly Nature. Like, the majority of Garchomps are Jolly Nature primarily currently. So we have just the -1, the 252 normal attack, not Adamant. Earthquake into our 180 HP for defense. Intimidated, though, hitting 54 to 63, but with the Sitrus Berry, that gives them only a 2% chance to 2-hit KO. We're good. Bro, we're good. You know, he's outspeeding us. Whatever. He's hitting us with an Earthquake. We go down to that, you know, 40% HP left. We soak up that Sitrus Berry, eat it up, nom, eat that, easy peasy, go right back up to like 75, 80% HP, and we're just good. we're just chilling now, right? Because then we land that Will-O-Wisp. Now Garchomp's doing nothing. Might have been a Lumberry, whatever. If so, then we switch out. We expect the Earthquake. We switch into our own Togekiss or something. Next turn, bring back an Intimidate. That guy's not even doing that much damage. We're not even afraid of him anymore. And now as Lumberry's gone, we can just hit him with a Will-O-Wisp the next turn. After it's not doing much damage, it might have done a Swords Dance to buffer. If so, then oh, cool. You get one more. You get one more attack. So like, it's pretty good. The next build, the other main thing here is Rotom Wash. That's another one of the very used Pokemon, and once again, that's special attack. So, you know, our Intimidate's not really doing any work there. We really just have to have our 92, and that 92 is really going pretty far here on this Arcanine, because 12 plus, this is currently the most used spread on Pikalytics. 12 special attack with Modest. I know there's a lot of other spreads here, 116, 252. A lot of these other people are doing some damage, but whatever. I mean, I couldn't take too much away from the special defense, or else we're taking away from the other damage calcs, which are a little bit more relevant because Garchomp is the top 3, Rotom Wash is the top 10. That's really what it comes down to. But Hydro Pump from this Rotom Wash 12 plus into our bulky boy Arcanine. This is this is before Snarl, by the way, and we are probably going to be outspeeding this Pokemon. And probably is like a maybe. We'll see if it's modest. If it's max speed, it's likely going to be outspeeding us. We're going to be losing a couple points. Actually, we're going to be outspeeding it a lot of the time, and the Snarl is going to be able to put in a lot of work. So, you know, not even too big of a deal. Guaranteed 2 KO brings us right down to our Sitrus Berry. We eat that up, and then we're back to like 26, 27, 30% damage, 35 potentially percent HP. Still sitting pretty. And we just lay down Snarls. This Pokemon's irrelevant at that point. They take a turn to Nasty Plot. We already laid 2 Snarls down. They're just reversing the same thing. If they keep snarling, our other Pokemon is doing more work than their other Pokemon because our Pokemon is also hitting them with a Snarl. We're usually winning the trade. Is really what it comes down to. Is this anything? No, it's not. Okay. So that's usually what it comes down to, is we're winning the Snarl trade against these like strong special attacking Pokemon because not many of them are super fast. And then we're winning the trade after we take one big attack, whatever, we intimidated it, we're not dead, and then we burn that Pokemon. That Pokemon is essentially useless. Now, of course, Lumberry is pretty big. I mean, as you can see here, Garchomp is running Lumberry 18% of the time, which actually isn't that big. So, I mean, honestly, we're not that afraid. Like, Arcanine's winning most of these trades, winning most of these, like, 1v1 scenarios where your other Pokemon is doing something and their other Pokemon is doing something. You're usually winning, is really all I'm saying. I feel like I'm rambling, but you're usually going to be winning these trades. Like, this build is really, really solid. Next is the other Arcanine build. This is the physical one. It's going to be, you know, it's very solid as well, and actually more people are playing this build. But Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Will-O-Wisp, Protect. We're still running Intimidate, and this time we're running a Pinch Berry, going Aguav. You can go Figgy. You can go Popeye, any of those. Mago, it doesn't matter. They don't matter, right? Whichever one, as long as you're not using one that is getting messed up from your, you know, your spread. If you're using the special attacking and you're using a minus attack nature, don't use a Figgy Berry. You know, it's pretty easy. Just read the berry. But Aguav Berry works. Aguav, Intimidate, Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Will-O-Wisp, Protect. We're doing pretty much the same thing, but doing a little bit more damage here and there. Instead of going Snarl and Heat Wave, we're going Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, doing some damage. We still have Will-O-Wisp. We still have Protect to buffer. It's pretty solid. A little bit different of a spread, but not too different. It's still 228 plus into this, but Jolly instead of Timid, because we're using physical attacks instead of special attacks, of course. And that's really the big difference. The rest is still poured all into bulk, but instead of a little bit more split, we went all into HP. The special defense, we take away some. We're losing a little bit more to the matchup of like Rotom and stuff, especially not having Snarl, but that's just one of the trades that you do for a little bit more damage, right? Because we're doing a bit more damage. Flare Blitz is doing pretty solid damage. 10% chance to burn is still there, but 120 power, that's really what we're talking about. And Extreme Speed at 80 power with like nearly always goes first is insane. Like, Extreme Speed is really, really powerful. We're capable of finishing a lot of things off. It's very good. Extreme Speed is a big reason to play this build over the special build. And that's just how it is, right? That's just how the cookie crumbles, right? The Arcanine crumbles. Anyway, that's about it, right? That's all I got. I think that's all I got today for the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. As always, the imports for these will be in the description down below, so click that show more, and you can just copy paste these builds right into Showdown, test some for BDSP, do your thing. that's how it goes. Anyway, that's it for the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. YouTube. Do all of my YouTube things for me. I do appreciate it. It's free. It's easy to do. And it really supports the channel. I appreciate it. I appreciate you as well. Have a great week. Goodbye.